Hi everyone, welcome to LeetCode solution series based on JavaScript. The problem that we are going to discuss today is add to array form of integer, which is the serial number 989 in LeetCode. LeetCode is basically an online platform that helps us to enhance our skills, and it also helps in preparing tech interviews. Okay, so let's get started. What is the problem all about? And we will deep dive into this particular question, how we will actually resolve this, solve this problem using JavaScript. So the problem is 989 add to array form of integer. It is an easy level question in LeetCode. And what is the array form of an integer? Okay, we have a num array, okay, which represents its digits in left to right order. And for example, for num 1 3 2 1, the array form is 1 3 2 1. Okay, the digits are represented in an order from left to right. Okay, and I have a num array, okay, and I have another integer k, and we have to return the array from array form of the integer num plus k. Okay, I have an initial array and I have another integer k, and now we have to return another array form, okay, of the integer num plus k. Okay, we have an example. We have an example 1 where the input num is 1200 and the integer that needs to be added k, it is 34, that we have to add to the num, okay, and our expected output is 1234, and we have an explanation as well. With the num array, okay, that is 1200 is added to the k integer that is provided 34, and the expected output is 1234, but it has to be looked like an array 1 2 3 4. So we have two more examples where the num is 274 and the k integer is 181, that needs to be added, and the output 455 has to be represented as an array. Okay, I hope you got the idea about the question. And what are the constraints? The num dot length has to be between 1 and 10 to the power of 4. Okay, and num of I, the index has to be from 0 to 9, and num does not contain any leading zeros for the 0 itself. Okay, it does not have any leading zeros, and k integer has to be between 1 and to the power of 10 to the power of 4. Okay, so let's see how we are actually going to solve this particular question. So before we actually solve in LeetCode itself, we will actually see how we will be actually solving this from VS Code, and what there are different scenarios that we need to cover. And yeah, so I have this particular first example I have considered. So that is num array 1200, and I have the k34, and this is the function. Okay, I will just copy this particular function, and from there we will actually start deep diving into this particular question. Okay, so I have this particular function. So what we need to do in this particular function, so first we have to actually join this particular array. Okay, so the approach we will first discuss. Okay, I have to join the array. So once I am joining the array, then I need to add the k integer. Okay, add the k integer. Okay, after adding that, what I need to do, I need to split that to split and create the new array. Okay, so what are the different scenarios that would be coming while we are actually doing this? Okay, so first I will create let joined array equal to num, okay, num dot join. Okay, so here I will be able to join that. So console dot log of joined array. So join is a functionality that that we can actually use. Okay, num is a type of array. Okay, so join we can actually use to join the items in that particular array. Okay, so console dot log of, we will log everything, add to array from, so we will call this add to array form. So in this we will be actually passing num and the k integer. Okay, so if I console it now, so you can see now it is the joined output is 1200. Okay, so you can see here 1200 is printed. So now we have actually joined. Okay, So now this joined will be actually a type of string. Okay, it will be a type of string, so we need to convert that into a number. Okay, so for converting that to a number, we can actually use either the number primitive, okay, number of joined array. We can use use this number to convert it to an the string to a number. Otherwise, just we can actually use, okay, I will comment this out. Okay, so otherwise we can use in joined array equal to, if we add a plus symbol in front of the joined array, then also this particular string will be converted to a number. So these are the two ways where you can convert a string to number. Either use the number primitive that is available in JavaScript, or use the plus sign in front of the string. Okay, that will be converted to a number if it is an integer that can be converted to a number. Okay, so now if I actually print this will be like 1200. Now what we need to do, let add, okay, so add sum, okay, sum equal to int joined array plus k, whatever is passed in that function. Now if I print sum, okay, now if I go ahead and print sum, so you can see it is 1 2 3 4. So I hope you got what I am trying to do. So first I have joined, then I have converted that to a number because I need to add to the integer, so I have converted to a number, and then I am trying to add k, and I am getting the console.log of sum, that is 1 2 3 4. So now it will be actually a number. Okay, so now we can actually get the result equal to sum dot, first we have to convert that to a toString. Okay, we have to convert that to a toString because we need to split that. Okay, we need to split by comma. So what it does is, what I'm trying to do is, first it is a number. Okay, number has to be converted to string because split will be actually applied to a string. Okay, so if I am actually passing a number to split, it will not be done, but if I converting to a string, then we can actually split by split we can apply. Okay, so now if I am console.log of a result, I am printing a result. Okay, I will comment this particular console, and I will be having only the result console. So now if you see here, I am getting the expected output 1 2 3 4. Okay, so this was the expected output, right? 1 2 3 4. Okay, the first example, yeah, 1 2 3 4. Similarly, if I am trying to give this particular thing, the second example, if I am trying to give the second example, okay, and I am commenting the first one. Okay, so I am considering only the second example, and let me see if I am able to get the correct output for this particular question. Okay, so and you can see here we are getting 4 5 5, and I think that's the expected output. Okay, yeah, 4 5 5. Okay, so now let's see the third example. Okay, we will take the third example, and we will comment the second one. Okay, and we will provide the third one. Okay, let now and see whether we are getting the expected output or not. And now if I go ahead and print, so you can see 1021. So I hope you are able to get that 1021. Yeah, so we are getting the expected output. Okay, and everything seems fine. So for all the three examples we have got the expected output, but what happens if the number is a very large number? So in JavaScript, number is having a particular limit. Okay, so there is a max value that is applicable for the number, and so for the with the small numbers everything is working fine. Okay, and if we run try to run this particular example, right, so it runs, everything is running fine. So we can see that in LeetCode, if we try here, we will not submit that. Okay, we will return the result. And if we try to run this, okay, it's running and it is saying accepted. All three cases are running fine. Okay, So everything seems fine, but what happens if the number is a very large number? Okay, we cannot deal with the number, or whatever we are trying to convert that string to a number, so whether it will work out. Okay, so for that I have an example. Okay, I have this particular example. So this is a very big large number. Okay, and there are a few constraints. Okay, let's remove that constraint and see it should work for all the cases. Okay, so I am considering this particular example. Okay, so here you can see 1 2. Okay, it is actually ending with 20. It's a big large number, and we are actually having the integer k, so the last two digit has to be like 5 4. Okay, 5 4, because it is 20 plus 3 4, it has to end with 5 4. Okay, so let's see whether we are able to get that particular output or not. And if I try to print that, so you can see here the array is ending actually with 9 and 0, which is not at all the expected output. Okay, it has to be somewhat the last two array items should be 5 and 4, but in this particular case it's not working as expected. So with large numbers, this particular solution fails, and how we actually needs to deal with this particular question in such scenario. Okay, so before that we will actually see what's the difference between number, and for large numbers we will be actually dealing with using big int. Okay, it is used to deal with large numbers, and number is used to deal with numbers with largest value. It is having a limit that is set to 2 raised to power 1024 minus 1. Okay, so that we will be actually using big int, okay, for dealing with large numbers. And so we will see that particular approach. There is nothing much difference. Okay, but we can actually, and we will also see how we can actually reduce the number of lines of this particular code. Okay, so we will actually see, we will be actually doing the sum here itself, and first we will actually join that, but we will then convert that to a big int. Okay, when we are actually dealing with big int, the k integer also needs to be converted to a big int. Okay, so what happens is, otherwise it will be actually returning, if it is a normal number, it will not work as expected. So we will be actually converting k also to big int, and then we need not do all these things because we already converted to a number, right? So we already converted that to a big int, so the sum is also written over there. Okay, so big int we did. Okay, big int big int k. Okay, and yes, now this has to work as expected. Now what we are trying to do, sum dot to string split. Okay, and we are actually, we have to return this instead of printing over here, return result. Okay, so now if you see here, yeah, so now you can see 20 plus 3 4, now it has been actually converted to 5 4, so that is the expected output. And even this particular, okay, yeah, let result, yeah, let it be there. Even this variable we can actually remove and create just a result, and just we can return this particular thing. Okay, but yeah, for current sake we will be actually doing this result. And now if we if I go ahead and give this to LeetCode. Okay, so okay, yeah, before that we will actually see whether this particular thing works with all our examples. Okay, so I will uncomment this and see if it is working with that. Okay, so that we have to confirm. Yeah, so it is 1 2 3 4, and yes, we will actually see this one as well. It has to be 4 5 5. Yes, it works. Okay, so now we will uncomment the third example. Okay, yeah, you can see 1021. Okay, so now we will give this particular solution to LeetCode and see whether it is working as expected. Okay, so our lines of code has actually reduced to 3 lines, and we can actually do it in 2 lines as well. Okay, so now if I go ahead and run, yeah, it's running, so we can see if it, yeah, it's accepted. And if I go ahead and submit, what will happen? Let's see. So in submit, actually it will cover all the scenarios. Yeah, it is accepted. Yeah, and you can see how much time it has taken. Okay, 127 milliseconds. So there might be different other scenarios where you can actually reduce the runtime of this particular question. Okay, so yeah, so this is the way we had to deal with. We had to see different scenarios. If I give number here, this particular question will fail. I have tried it from my end, so that is why I have actually thought about what was the issue. Then I came across this particular thing that we had to use big int when we are actually dealing with large numbers, and when I tried this particular thing, it was actually getting submitted. Okay, so that is the way you have to approach a particular problem, and you have to think about all the scenarios that would come in that particular question. Instead of like only the small numbers, there can be a scenario where it would be large numbers, and what are the possibilities that JavaScript is providing when we are actually dealing with large numbers. So I hope you got an idea about how we have actually approached this particular problem. So only 3 steps. Okay, that is the main thing. Okay, so first we have to join the array, then we have to add the k integer, and then we have to split and create the new array. Okay, so that's it for this particular video.